Now, talk to me about proof of work, proof of stake. I know that there's a ton of debate. We just saw the European Union obviously voted on and ended up deciding not to ban proof of work. We just had on a member of Space Force who also is a national defense fellow at MIT who was talking about the ideas of a decentralized network is actually a form of a weapon system and could be incredibly impactful for the United States or other countries. How do you just sift through this, right? And if you have specific views and you say, hey, look, I feel educated enough to have an opinion, great. If you're kind of still working through it, just like, how do you think about kind of filtering proof of work, proof of stake, and how the United States should act here?
Yeah. Well, I know some of the Bitcoin maximalists that as a matter of prediction think that it's going to be the proof of work because that's ultimately the most decentralized and no individual has control. And of course, the founder, it may no longer be alive or no longer be in control. And so I understand that's their perspective. Folks with proof of stake say, well, the proof of work is too time consuming and inefficient, and proof of stake is better. And they raise, of course, the energy concerns, though. Someone told me that the entire Bitcoin mining takes less than 0.1% of global energy. And a lot of that, frankly, can be done through demand response, and you don't have to be near the energy center to do it. And a lot of it can be clean energy. So I think there's solutions to that. And then I was talking to the founder of Solana, and he said he has a third concept of a different type of proof that he's introducing. I guess my view of it as a lawmaker is I don't have to take a position for or against one of these. How could I? I mean, even people in the industry don't know. I'm for sort of a pluralistic approach, but what I want to make sure is that we don't sort of demonize proof of work as some have done, and that the government be recognize that you can have clean mining and you can have solutions to that, and then let's see what the market and people want.
Yeah, I think it's a very nuanced perspective of just, hey, allow the free market to determine the winner, allow the technologist and kind of the end users to determine what ends up having value rather than the politicians, which is hard, right? Like there is an element of when you're in the business of having to take a side or having to have an opinion because there's votes and various legislation that gets put forward. I don't envy you or your colleagues in always having to understand and vote on things, but that's just the nature of the job, it seems.
It is the nature of the job, but where you're dealing with such complex technology that's still in its incipient stage, I think we can take a view that we don't know everything, and that it would be highly problematic. I mean, I don't say this with any sense of arrogance, but I probably know more about Bitcoin and crypto than 95% of other members of Congress. And I don't feel in any way qualified to be making a decision about what is going to emerge as dominant between proof of work, proof of stake. So it would be irresponsible for Congress to be so definitive. And I like to make sure that we have a sort of different pluralistic approach. Let's see what emerges, and then be honest about what the advantages and disadvantages may be of each approach, and also to refute some of the unfair attacks on the approaches.
Yeah, this perspective that you're presenting reminds me a lot of the book that you recently wrote, which is Dignity in a Digital Age, Making Tech Work for All of Us. And this idea that some people adopt technologies and other times we need to bring technology to certain groups, certain types of people, or certain applications. Talk to me a little bit about some of the large ideas in the book and why, given everything else you have going on and obviously the not busy life that you have, why did you want to write the book?
Well, look, we have $11 trillion in my district and the surrounding areas. It's the most wealth created in human history. Apple, Google, Intel, Yahoo, Cisco, LinkedIn. And I said in the 21st century, our challenge is to decentralize wealth generation. We need a lot of the communities in rural America, in the Midwest, and Black and brown communities to have the opportunity to build wealth, to have digital jobs, to start companies, to participate so they don't have to leave their hometown to succeed. And the book is all about the decentralization of technology and how do we get more people participating in these 25 million digital jobs. That's why I think as a progressive that we should be celebrating what blockchain and crypto represent. It's all about decentralization, away from the power of the banks, away from the power of the biggest tech companies, and saying we can actually decentralize the opportunity to participate, to build companies through tokens. We can decentralize who gets to participate in wealth generation, because most of the IPOs and investment in technology are closed to a very few set of accredited investors. The crypto is far more open, and we may be able to skip the middleman. We may be able to actually, especially, be able to remit money and move money without Western Union fees. So I view the whole thing as democratizing. Obviously, there has to be smart regulation, and there has to be the appropriate tax, and we need to make sure that there's compliance, and we need to make sure there's not wild speculation. But what I don't understand is people who come at it with a fear of a technology that's fundamentally shifting power away from concentration and empowering individuals.
Hey, you, did you like this video? Great. We make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.